Whisper's Silent Heroics. Welcome back to another episode of Happy Meadow Tales, friends. I'm your host, Steve Kitts. Today, we have a brand new adventure with Blossom the Bunny, Robbie the Rabbit, and Benny the Squirrel, and a very special friend, a new friend, Whisper the Fox. This story is about kindness, bravery, and how sometimes the quietest voices can say the most. Let's hop into it. A warm spring sun shone down on Happy Meadow, and little Blossom the bunny was hopping along the edge of the meadow, her fluffy tail bouncing as she searched for new blossoms for the season. She had discovered a small patch of bright blue flowers and was excited that she could hardly notice where she was stepping.
"Oh, these are so beautiful. I bet G-Ma Bunny would love these for the shop,"
she squeaked happily, leaning down to sniff the fresh petals. But just as she reached for a flower, the ground gave way beneath her. Swoosh! Blossom let out a startling yelp as she tumbled down into a deep hole, landing with a soft thud at the bottom.
"Oh no!"
she whispered, brushing the dirt from her fur. The sides of the hole were very steep, and no matter how hard she tried to climb out, the loose soil just crumbled beneath her feet. That's when she heard a rustling sound nearby. A figure emerged from the trees. A fox with a deep red fur and cautious, intelligent eyes. He stepped carefully, his ears twitching as he studied the situation. Blossom gasped and pressed herself against the wall, trying to hide.
"A fox,"
she whispered, unsure if he was a friend or foe. The fox lifted his paw in a calming gesture, then reached into a small satchel that was on his side and pulled out a notepad. He flipped through it quickly, then pointed to a page with the words on it, "I will get help, stay calm." Blossom blinked in surprise. The fox wasn't like any that she had met before. He couldn't speak, but his actions were clear.
Oh, okay,"
she said, nodding. The fox, Whisper, looked around quickly, knowing that there was no way that he could pull Blossom out on his own. He needed help. He turned the page and wrote down, "I'll find someone to help." Blossom told him to find Robbie and Benny. Blossom smiled weakly.
"Please hurry."
With that, Whisper took off like a streak of fire throughout the meadow, his paws barely making a sound. Over in Farmer Brown's garden, Robbie and Benny were hard at work, preparing the soil for new vegetables.
"I still say that we should plant more carrots,"
Robbie said, patting down the dirt.
"I still say a variety is more important,"
Benny replied, carrying a tiny basket of seeds. Suddenly, they saw a fox racing towards them, his breathing quick, but his movements precise. He skidded to a stop in front of them, and without hesitation, he flipped open his notepad, and he pointed urgently at the words, "Blossom, trapped, hole, need help." Robbie's ears shot straight up. "Blossom's in trouble!" "We've got to move. Come on," Benny shouted. The three of them sprinted back towards the meadow's edge, Whisper leading the way. When they arrived, Blossom was still stuck, but her face lit up when she saw her friends.
"Robbie, Benny, great, he found you."
Robbie and Benny quickly got to working together. They used a sturdy tree root to create a makeshift ladder. Robbie hopped down just enough to help Blossom grab his paw, and Benny braced himself above, pulling with all his might. With one final tug, pop, Blossom was free. She wobbled a little, and then she turned to Whisper with the wide, grateful eyes.
"You saved me. Thank you. Can you tell me your name?"
The fox gave a smile, tired smile, and then he flipped to a new page in his notepad. "I am called Whisper. Glad to meet you. Glad you're okay." Benny grinned. "You know, Whisper, you might not talk much, but you sure know how to make yourself heard." Robbie patted the fox on the shoulder. "And you've got some real bravery in you." And Blossom added,
"I hope that we can be friends. Maybe I can bring you some flowers sometimes."
Whisper's ears twitched in surprise. He hesitated for a moment, then carefully turned the page in his notepad, and he pointed to a single word. "Yes, and they think that they want to be friends forever." The end. And so Whisper the Fox became an unexpected new friend to the animals of Happy Meadow. Though he couldn't raise his voice, His actions spoke louder than words, proving that even the quietest among us can be heroes. That's it for today's episode on Happy Metal Tales podcast. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to be kind, be brave, and always listen to the whispers of the world around you. Until next time, I'm Steve Kitts. We'll see you in the meadow. God bless.